Start you off with some updated information. We're talking about this tornado warning for southern Thayer County, including the Byron area. A report from storm chaser Jeff Bulin of Gretna. He is reporting right now a half-mile wide tornado on the ground west of Chester, Nebraska, creating damage crossing Highway 81. So this is the area, again, that we're looking at. You can see that inflow notch. You can see that hook echo showing up very well defined on radar. And this from Jeff Bulin, storm chaser from Gretna, a half-mile wide tornado on the ground west of Chester, creating damage and crossing Highway 81. So again, another significant note for folks in and near these areas, and certainly downstream. They have a tornado, a dangerous tornado on the ground over portions of southern Thayer County, where that warning continues until 6:30. The report, the half-mile wide tornado west of Chester on the ground, creating damage and crossing Highway 81. So certainly a very significant situation for folks in southern Thayer County. It has been a serious situation throughout the afternoon and now into the early evening hours. Several reports of tornadoes on the ground. So once again, we will pray that everyone stays safe. But we want you to stay up to date with the latest information, and the best place to do that is right here, also on our 1011 social media sites, keeping you updated and trying to keep you safe throughout the evening hours. So quickly, we're going to go through these warnings once again. In fact, Brandon, let's now, because we had some updated information there, a half-mile wide tornado west of Chester on the ground doing damage, crossing Highway 81. Very significant, not only for the folks in Chester, but also near Chester. Want you to be in your safe place right now. We're going to start you off again with that regional radar loop so we can kind of give you the broad overview of what we're seeing here and what we have been seeing over the past couple of hours. This is our tornado watch. It's in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. Some of these storms on the northern end of this particular line have weakened below severe limits. That is good news now, certainly for folks in York and for folks in Seward County, in Saline County. No guarantee that it'll stay that way, but right now on the northern end of this line of severe storms, no significant weather warnings in effect. You have to go all the way to southern Thayer now for that tornado warning that's in effect until 6:30. So you can see that this activity continues to rotate towards the Lincoln metro area. We still have a little bit of time. Folks, now's the time to get that severe weather safety kit out. Make sure that you've got the kids with you. Make sure everybody knows what they're going to be doing if this severe weather threat, if it moves into the Lincoln metro area. So once again, we want you to be prepared. Make sure that you are in the lowest level of whatever structure you're in, interior room, away from outside walls, windows and doors. And if you've got a basement, that's a great place to be, but the lowest level of whatever structure you happen to be in. And if the folks aren't home, kids, you can handle this yourself. Make sure you are doing the right thing, the safe thing. Grab your flashlight, grab your transistor radio, and head to that low area. And just make sure that if you're in these warned areas that you are doing the right thing. And if some of this severe weather moves into your particular neighborhood where perhaps it isn't right now, that you are prepared to act and act very quickly. We'll also zoom in a little bit. Once again, we're going to show you Lincoln. We're also going to show you, because we did have reports of perhaps some sirens sounding in portions of Hall County, and even a unconfirmed report of a brief tornado touchdown on the ground. That would be with this particular cell right here that moves right past western portions of Grand Island, or just to the west of Grand Island. So didn't do any damage, was never a warning issued for that, but we did get reports of that, so we want to make sure that you know that there was a little bit of a situation going on there, and that's why you may have heard some of the sirens. Now we're looking at the warned areas. Again, this is for southern Thayer County. This is a tornado warning in effect until 6:30. This was for the warning near the Byron area. Now we've had that report from Jeff Bulin that there was perhaps a half-mile wide tornado near Chester, or just to the west of Chester, crossing Highway 81. So this is the area that we're looking at here. Once again, we always try to identify these notches, these hooks, if you will, on the radar signal, and we've got one very near that Chester, Nebraska area. So if that was indeed that large wedge tornado, that is a very serious situation. I'm going to step off the screen just for a second because Brandon's got some more updated information for me. This is a tornado warning that will be in effect until 6:45 for northeastern Mitchell and southeastern Jewell counties. That's a little bit further south. And in fact, as long as we're talking about that, Brandon, let's go ahead and take folks down there, show them, our viewers in northern Kansas, the latest. This is a tornado warning. This is the new warning area here for northeast Mitchell and southeastern Jewell at about 6:15. Severe thunderstorms capable capable of producing a tornado were located along a line extending from near Formoso to near Randall to 6 miles northeast of Glen Elder, Kansas, moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. So once again, yes, some of this is a little bit further south maybe than the southern reaches of the 10-11 coverage area, but it gives you an idea that these storms continue to intensify, and as they do, they could continue to threaten portions of northern Kansas and southern Nebraska as they move off towards the north. So, Brandon, if we could once again go back to that first level 2 radar location that we had with southern Thayer County, and make sure that we get folks updated on that situation. We did have that report of a tornado, half-mile wide perhaps, on the ground from a storm spotter, Jeff Bulin, from Gretna. So that, again, continues to be a great concern with us, a serious situation. We'll also take you down into that warning that we just talked about, the newest warnings there in northern Kansas. So once again, we want to remind everybody that we are under an enhanced risk of severe weather. That's certainly nothing newsworthy over the past couple of hours, because we've seen these severe thunderstorms developing over the past couple of hours. So that situation, again, continues, may continue well into the evening hours, that tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. A quick check of our temperatures. Brandon, I'm going to hand you these tornado warnings, and we're going to quickly go through this weather information. Right now we've got 60s and 70s across the board, still 70 in Lincoln. Certainly had no severe weather threat during the late afternoon and early evening hours here, but those storms are off to our southwest, and they are moving to the northeast. South-southeast winds have been a problem, 15 to 25 sustained winds and wind gusts. At times we had a 43 mile per hour wind gust in Lincoln earlier in the afternoon. You can see the counterclockwise spin. That is our upper level area of low pressure, and as again I mentioned, a lot of us have not been looking at severe weather, but the areas that have had severe weather have had tornado producing thunderstorms develop, and that's going to be the threat as we continue to move through the next couple of hours as this line of storms continues to work its way towards the east and northeast. We'll have much more coming up right after this. Stay tuned.